or and it's necessary to bring out the community, why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we close off the street? Why can't we have our officers make the noise to get the people's attention to come out here to start being a part of their community? That's the purpose of Operation Wake Up. And in this case, we're here because of something the community did. And the commander's going to have an opportunity to come up here and he's going to talk about how the community was instrumental in an investigation that resulted in a number of narcotic arrests this week, a shutting down of a narcotic operation right out here, and he's going to spend some time to talk about that. However, I want to start us off a little bit differently. In order for a community to come together, it's necessary to have a partnership. That means we need all our neighbors to get together, whether it be a block club, whether it be a block association, whether it be 3 neighbors down the street making sure the neighborhood is, that block is clean. That makes the difference. And one of our most important partners to make that happen is the alderman. And the alderman in this particular ward, district, block, Alderman Pope is a guy, when I say is on top of it, not only will he call me at 2 in the morning to say why something has happened and what are we going to do about it, but he'll also answer the phone at 2 in the morning and say, hey, Alderman, we need your help. And yesterday we called him and we said, hey, Alderman, we're going to need your help today. Today we're going to have to come out and we're going to have to do something a little different. We're going to have to close off your streets in your neighborhood. We're going to have the police car run around with the lights and sirens, make all the noise to try to wake people up. You know what he said? I'll be there. As a matter of fact, today, when I pulled up here at 8, I got here at 8:45. Guess who got here at 8:47? Your Alderman. And I want to take this opportunity to introduce Alderman John Pope.
Thank you, Glenn. More importantly, thank you, the residents, business owners, people who are willing to do what's right, to come out and get involved. And the commander is going to talk about some of the successes we've had recently here in the neighborhood, but we can't be complacent. 1 arrest, 10 arrests is not enough. So how do we deal with that? We've got to be consistent, we've got to be proactive, we've got to be aggressive. And to say that we simply can rely on the police is wrong. And I liken it to your children's success in school. You can't simply say, teacher, you're responsible for making my child the best student he or she can be. You cannot. You know the importance of getting involved with your child's education, checking his or her homework, talking to the teachers, taking him to the library. The same holds true for a neighborhood. We've got to work together to make our neighborhoods as safe as possible. And yes, we have problems here, but there are problems throughout this area, throughout this city, throughout this nation. So we are not alone. We can be different, however, if we do the simple things like get involved. Your mere presence here today shows that you're willing to take at least a small step to make the neighborhood better, even if it's for an hour or two as we sit out here on 85th and Exchange. 85th and Exchange, where many of you tell me this morning, this is where the gangs hang out. This is where the drugs occur. Well, I'm telling you, at least for this hour or two, they're not out here. And if it's some sense of security to know that they're not going to be here for 2 hours, great. And if they know that we're willing to take back our block, even better. And there are so many things you can do. People say, well, what can I do? I can't call, I can't. Yes, you can. You can call 911 and remain anonymous. You can join or create a block club. You can participate in the CAPS program. You can create a phone tree so that you know your neighbors. There are so many things that we can do, small steps to make the neighborhood better, but we've got to do it. And I know you want to do it because you're here this morning, and that's the first step. So I want to thank you because you're part of the solution. You are the solution mainly to make our neighborhoods better. And I say our because, again, this neighborhood is not unique. The problems that we're facing here on Exchange exist over on the east side. They exist in Hegwish. They exist in South Derry. We have to concentrate on our blocks, trying to make them better. The process is not difficult, but we just need you to get involved. So on behalf of the 10th Ward, on behalf of my family who is subject to the same kind of crime that you are, and the kind of crime that I don't want to hear. I don't want to respond to the phone calls at 2 a.m. So if there's some things that we can do to make our neighborhood better, all the better. Thank you. Continue to make the neighborhood better. At this point, I'd like to introduce our commander, Commander Burr Scott Ruiz from the 4th District.
Thank you very much, and I also want to thank everybody for being here today. It's great to see everybody out this morning. I know it's a little early. This time we're having breakfast with our families. But it's a good message that we want to send out this way because, as the Alderman says, if it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't have the successes we have today. The operation that was concluded yesterday or the day prior, was a 3-month investigation. They were targeting the narcotics in this area along Commercial from 85th to 87. We would not have had that information if it wasn't for our eyes and ears, which is the community. We get information on the CAPS meetings, we get anonymous phone calls, we get calls into the station, and those are the things that we need to make sure that we can do the work that we have to do as a police department. There were 16 different targets. It was a little more intricate than just the normal selling on the corner. They were taking orders over the phone for